Okay, Rachel, we're ready?
Yep. We are recording.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the first ever Women in County Government virtual event. As a reminder, this session is being recorded and will be posted online after the event for your viewing. You're also welcome to chime in on the chat below and say hello and recognize your fellow colleagues. At the end of our event, we'll be hosting a raffle and recognition, so you must be present and online to win. So go ahead and just kind of stay at the end because we'll have some fabulous words from two of our members and some fabulous prizes. So with that, my name is Janice Lujan, current president of Women in County Government. And let me introduce you to the incredible women that make up our team. Starting off with our board members, Program Planning Manager Faiza Steele, Assistant Program Planning Officer Alma Zamora, Rachel Launder, Secretary, Irene Basma, Assistant Secretary, Justine Bleeker, Media Communications Officer, Diane Stanton, Membership Officer, Ramika Chandri, Treasurer, Karina Bravo Salgado, Assistant Treasurer, and our committee members, which they include Joanna Barber, Christine Coe, hi Christine, Carrie Dahlman, Lindsay Freeland, Ray Hunter, Rosalinda Jen, Aditi Kelkar, Kelsey Lang, Gina Louise, hi Gina, Doris Marroquin, Paola Molina, Jackie Nunez, Amy Au, Tiari Peña, Erica Powell, Lena Silverman, Kaylin Solt, Leah Taylor, Judah Tamusoff, Leila Toda, Mona Visalao, Raquel Villanueva. Before we begin our program, I want to say thanks to all the ladies that made this possible. It was all the hardworking that our team, and they're just really amazing. Everyone was really able to step and show all their support during my first year as president. So I want to thank them for the opportunity. So we are very excited and able to share remarks from the women that originally established this organization in 1985 under the name Women in Management by Jackie Spears. With that, I'll introduce Jackie Spears.
Hello, Jeanette, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Can I tell you how exciting it is for me to see how this organization has grown over 30 years and the staying power that it has had? I'm just thrilled beyond words to tell you that what started out as a effort to give voice to women in county government and elevate women into management has now grown into such a phenomenal organization. I remember when I first had the idea and I thought I wanted to bring together all the women in management in San Mateo County and see what ceilings were being imposed upon them. And so I sent out letters to all the women in management. And in Public Works, I believe it was, Bob Sands, he was very offended that a letter came from me to someone under his management team, and he wanted to know what the letter was all about. So much like what happened when we were in the state legislature years later, when a small group of women got together, it made everyone quite nervous. So that's how it got launched, and now you have done really phenomenal things with the organization. I want to say a special shout out and congratulations to Katie Faulkner and Nicole Hayes and Letitia Davalos for being recognized this year. You know, it's really important for us as women to pause long enough to exalt and recognize those among us. I always thought that if we got to a point where we were not threatened by supporting someone else who was of the distaff status, that we would really have succeeded. When I first started in politics, I remember passing out literature when I ran for Congress the first time, and I lost, by the way. And I was handing a piece of literature to a woman on the street, and she said to me, "I'm not going to vote for you just because you're a woman." And I thought to myself, do you ever ask that question about voting for a man? So then I decided that we would really have equity in Congress, in state legislatures, and probably in county government when we have as many mediocre women serving as we have mediocre men. Because I always thought that there was just higher expectations made. And just in 2016, when Hillary Clinton lost for the presidency, and they looked at the polling, 50% of college educated women did not vote for her. And I said to Madeleine Albright, who I was in a panel with a few months later, why did that happen? Why did she think that happened? And she said that college educated women, half of them at the time, probably looked at Hillary and thought, my gosh, look what she's accomplished with her life, and somehow made them feel less than. And as a result, they chose to not vote for her. So when we see women succeed, it should make us all feel more powerful. When women succeed, America succeeds. So I just hope that you look at each other as partners in making sure that women achieve their greatness within county government and within society generally. I hope that this organization has continued to give women courage to go for positions that maybe they think they shouldn't. And that is referenced in a study done a few years ago called the confidence gap, and that women don't have the confidence they should. And they looked at Hewlett Packard, they posted a job and the qualifications necessary, and then they waited for the applications to come in. And what they found was that men applied for this position if they had 50% of the qualifications. Women only applied for this position if they had 100% of the qualifications. So they have looked at this issue and realized that success is correlated more by confidence than by competence. So I guess that's my pep talk to all of you, that when there is an opening within county government, or if there's something outside that appeals to you, if you have half of the qualifications, go for it. Because most of the time people are looking for more than just qualifications. They're looking for that essence of success that comes with confidence. And that would be my most important message to you. I'm thrilled that you continue to thrive, and I hope that you will always be there for the women who come after you. Our obligation is really to make county government, and I still feel, I must say, I've been out of county government, I hate to say how many years, over 30 years, but I still have such a great fondness for it because I loved working there. It was probably the best elective position I've had, because we were able to do so much, because we were a smaller universe. And I would just say that it's a great opportunity to succeed. And I hope that you will always look for ways to make the path for those who come after you as women in government, make it easier for them to succeed, because it's all about the next generation, right? It's about our daughters and granddaughters, that they can succeed in an environment. And there's always going to be continuing issues that we have to be very vigilant about. You may know that I've spent a lot of time on sexual assault in the military. And I just got off a KQED interview about sexual assault in the Veterans Administration. There's been huge issues about sexual harassment and sexual assault at the State Department. Not that I'm suggesting there's any of that going on in the county, but we've got to protect our sisters. And whether it's personal safety or professional success, I hope that you will be there for all of your sisters to make sure that they can really attain whatever they choose to attain, because really the sky is the limit. It really depends on confidence. So in this holiday season, when we've been tested like we've never been tested before, where we have seen friends and family succumb to this horrific pandemic, there's reason to be hopeful. And today certainly was the first day of great hope as the vaccine was made available around the country. So have a blessed holiday season. Continue to do the good work you do as public servants. It is the highest calling. I have no regrets in my life that I chose this particular path. And I think you will feel, as you look back at your careers many years from now, that you really helped people not just survive, but thrive. Bless you all. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Jackie Spears, for your kind words and being a lifelong advocate. We appreciate you taking the time today to join us. So thank you again, and have a good morning.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Thank you. Now, this leads us into our recognition and charity portion of the event. This was no easy task. We have had a huge just amount of nominations come from almost every department, which is just amazing. Our judges really had a hard time choosing just one for the three categories, for each category. So we know who the honorees are, but before I introduce them, I want to go ahead and mention who the nominees were and who are, and should also be recognized for their accomplishments. So we're going to start off with the nominees for Rookie of the Year. So for Rookie of the Year, we have Maggie Rangel, Itsuri Hurtado, Zoe Van Devenbode, Sandra Becerra, Natalia Estrada, Hannah Doris, Irene Pasma. So, as you know, the honoree for Rookie of the Year goes to Katie Faulkner from Planning and Building Department. I know Katie personally, so I'll say a couple words towards the end about her, but what was written about her nomination, so I just wanted to let you know what her department wrote and what was in her letter and why she's so special and why she deserves to be Rookie of the Year. So let's see, Katie has exceeded in productivity, positive attitude, collaboration, teamwork, and leadership by demonstrating skills as a fast learner, being persistent and determined with quite tenacity, patience, and poise, while being considerate in her approach to work and to those whom she works with. Katie is also instrumental in building and implementing the Connect the COSI Project's outreach strategy, working with colleagues from the County Manager's Office, the Office of Sustainability, and the Board of Supervisors District 3 staff, and an outreach consultant hired by the CMO to overcome a deficit of trust with residents living on the coast. Katie helped to successfully rewrite the Connect the COSI plan, utilizing her exceptional writing skills, demonstrating her grasp of complex issues and clearly defining the Coastal Commission's policy constraints, limited solutions, and challenges, which allowed the community and decision makers to better understand the plan proposal. And on a personal note, Katie is one of the kindest, most compassionate, she's a great colleague and great friend. So I'm pleased to announce Katie with her award. Katie, and Katie's here joining us, so Katie will come up and accept her award and say a few words. Katie. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for this recognition. I am really honored and really humbled by it. I started with this county just over a year ago, and it has been an amazing experience so far, especially considering the unprecedented year that we've had. I really enjoy the work that I get to do here and all the opportunities I have here to keep growing and learning every day. But most of all, I enjoy the people that I get to work with here, both within my department and across departments. This past year, I've really been in awe of the incredible teamwork that I've gotten to be a part of. And I'm really inspired by how hardworking and innovative my coworkers are. I'm also so grateful to have a supportive supervisor like Joe LeClaire, because I think that's something that can really make a big difference in a career. I've also been really lucky to get to work with Janet over this last year. And I'm so impressed by all that she does for the Planning and Building Department and Women in County Government. And I really appreciate that we have an organization like Women in County Government here, because I think it's a great way to support one another and connect with each other. And overall, I feel really lucky that I got the opportunity to come work for the County of San Mateo. And I'm really happy to be here with you all today. And I want to thank everyone that I've worked with this past year for helping to make this a really great first year. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Katie. So now this brings us to the nominees for Development Champion. The honorees for Development Champion: Ellie Dahlman, Shriti Davenport, Samantha Lee Danporto, Maria Loretti Ferenci, Katie Tran, Tennille Tucker. So as we know, the winner for Development Champion is Nicole Hayes. A few things about Nicole. Nicole has worked 12 years in the child support services, elevating to the position of supervisor before joining the sheriff's office as an in-custody case management supervisor, working with inmates, case management, and reentry. Nicole was accepted for training by the National Institute of Corrections and earned a certificate in Thinking for a Change, a recognized evidence-based program in correction and community supervision, one of the few in the county to hold this certification. Nicole always provides excellent service to clients and colleagues, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, with the early release of county inmates by quickly setting up a process to effectively and efficiently identify those eligible for Service Connect, the county's reentry program, and providing them with county-specific resources, release packets, and she also initiated relocating services for Service Connect intake for the lobby of the jail in order for immediately engaged inmates in assessing benefits and supporting their next steps. And this is why we are happy and just grateful to announce Nicole Hayes as this year's Development Champion. Nicole is joining us via video.
Oh, got mute on. Hi, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm looking for my thing. Can't pull it up. So I just want to say that this award comes at a time where personal, professional, and societal obstacles have been heavy on all of our minds. When I think of being a development champion, I think of what guides me to work with not only my colleagues, staff, community partners, clients, friends, but my family as well. When I see myself as a vessel to jumpstart the common objective of among all of those whose paths I cross and share an equal exchange of learning as each crisscross allows for growth. For me, what is of the utmost importance is being able to respect and give tools to those who may have not acquired them quite yet, which is profoundly inspiring and empowering to know that they just might take these nuggets of shared learning that they may have not known existed inside themselves or have hidden away to protect themselves and are just waiting to be unlocked by the right nugget at the right time. In closing, I would like to thank Women in County Government for honoring me as Development Champion, as well as the women who proceeded before me, who paved the road for this opportunity. Melissa Wagner for always embracing and collaborating on ideas for how we deliver valuable tools to the inmate population. My staff partners for accepting my nuggets when they are not always understood at first, and my family. You all allow me to lead in a way that allows me to be me, which is invaluable, and to plant nuggets along our work together, leading the way to new endeavors. thank you with my deepest gratitude. I am so humbled and grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, and congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
So now this brings us to the honorees for public service, going the extra mile. So we had several nominations. This is a big one, but of course they all deserve recognition. We have Cindy Ansalon, Dr. Jeanette Aviles, Mitzi de la Peña Medina, Monica Dyer, Amanda Yeppi, Heather Hardy, Annie Hong, Linda Johnson, Danielle Lee, Michelle Melang, Jenna McAlpin, Jahaida Ortega, Lydia Patino, Leticia Penix, Marissa Ploff, Kim Pijama, sorry if I'm messing up on the names, I apologize. Nancy Poss, Christina Richardson, Jessica Stanfield Mullen, and Kimberly Wong. Congratulations, ladies. So as we know, the winner is Leticia Leti Davalos. Leticia Leti is a 10-year employee of the county. She serves as the lead health benefit analyst in the health coverage unit of San Mateo County's health department, coordinates the eligibility and enrollment assistance of the San Mateo Medical Center's client admitted for inpatient care. Leti is often referred to as a miracle worker, as she has utilized her wealth of knowledge and resources to obtain health coverage for the most vulnerable clients. As a result, through the years, she has received accolades from her social worker colleagues at the San Mateo Medical Center, Aging and Adult Services, Correctional Health, Behavioral Health and Recovery Service, and with the community-based organization Life Moves, where she recently trained staff at for the medical application process and has been assisting them with eligibility and enrollment of shared clients. So thank you, Leti, as you're the winner of the public service going the extra mile. We congratulate you, and I think we have her online now.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to start by saying thank you to all women in county government for such an amazing honor. I am very, very humble and grateful for all of you. To Surya Sharanabasan, our San Mateo County Health Deputy Chief. Surya always says that we learn from our successes, from our barriers, so we can be the best that we can be on a daily basis. Thank you, Surya, for your leadership, and thank you. You are a role model. To Marmy Bermudez, Senior Manager, County Health. Thank you. Thank you not only for being my manager, but also my mentor. Thank you for, I appreciate you being there all the time for me. Thank you for your leadership, your guidance professionally, but also personally. Your leadership has been always an inspiration to me, and I thank you for always believing in me. I want to thank the HCU leadership team for the continuous support, for always being there for me. Thank you. I also want to thank my amazing health coverage unit team. This would have not happened with all of you. Thank you for the 10 years of the love, the support, for our continuous battles, especially with this time. We don't give up easy. Today, I celebrate all of us. I celebrate you. Thank you for the love and respect, and to many, many, many more years of working together. I also want to thank, finally, to all the partnerships that we deal with on a daily basis. Human Services Agency, to the amazing San Mateo Medical Center, social worker team, everyone that has actually made this happen. It is really, truly an honor to work with all of you. Let's be the best we can be. For many, many years of working together, I am truly, truly honored, very humble, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Leti, and once again, congratulations on your award. You are truly an inspiration. So we are now going to move into our next portion of our program, which is the then and Now presentation. And with us, we have Bray Hunter, who will lead us into that. Bray?
Good afternoon. My name is Bray Hunter, and as a member of Women in County Government, I am thrilled to present our first ever Now and Then panel, featuring Executive Aide Tiare Pena and Deputy County Manager Peggy Jensen. The membership of Women in County Government voted to select these women, and we hope you will value their stories and reflections as much as we do. Without further delay, I'm very proud to introduce Tiare Pena.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here today to talk with you at Women in County Government Holiday Get Together. My name is Tiare Pena, and I've been with San Mateo County for 30 years. I started in April of 1990. I started working in the Planning and Building Department as an office assistant. And slowly through time, I took classes. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first graduating members of the associated degree in business degree that the County of San Mateo put together in the early 90s. It took 6 years. That was a long time. I moved on in the planning department to become a zoning hearing officer secretary, and then promoted to executive secretary to the planning commission and to the director. I was able to spend 5 years at the board of supervisors, ultimately becoming a legislative aide for one of the county supervisors. I did that for about 5 years, then went back to planning, and for the last 15 years I've been working as a planner. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my journey through this time. So one of the questions that was asked, I thought was an interesting question, was what would you say to your younger self? I would say to my younger self, make sure you find every opportunity to better yourself, to learn more, always learn, find opportunities, make opportunities, meet people, find a mentor, find someone that you can learn from, and find friends that are like-minded as you are, as far as moving up and moving on and doing the best that you can. Be honest. Always say you're doing something, you say you're going to do it, make sure you do it. And most importantly, save for your older self, because believe me, your older self will thank your younger self, and that I can assure you. And one of the other questions was regarding how did I feel that my gender presentation could have hindered or helped throughout my career. San Mateo County has been forward thinking and beyond the pale of allowing anyone with the qualifications to do any job, regardless of gender. When I first started in 1990, the courts director was a woman, human resources was a woman, and is still today a woman. Hospital services was a woman, parks director. So it really, to me, I've never felt that the County of San Mateo would hinder anyone regardless of their qualification. And for that, I'm very proud to say that I am proud to be with the County of San Mateo. Now, have I had issues, personal issues? Mostly with clients, never with a colleague of mine or a manager. Certainly some clients would say, oh, are you sure this is the right answer? Your boss a man? I mean, they would prefer to get the answer they wanted to hear from a man. So, I mean, after a while, you just shrug that off. You just think they're just not involved. And the other question was challenges in the workplace today and how they differed from challenges in the previous decades. Well, I can't even compare previous decades to what we're dealing with today. The fact that we've gone to a virtual world overnight, and parents are trying to work from home, produce product, raise their children while teaching their children, and dealing with a pandemic that is just doesn't seem to want to go away. So I believe that the issues today are much greater than we could have ever imagined. You know, we all have that same life work balance, and it's so hard to balance it right now. And I applaud all the parents who are doing a phenomenal job, and all the kids who are doing a great job. I mean, they're missing out on a lot of things too. So it's new generation. We're not going to look back on this as a very historical time in our country. But I really believe that we're all going to come through this together. We're going to be fine. And we'll look back and we'll be a stronger community for it. I also want to congratulate all of the nominees for the Women in County Government Awards and the winners, and for all the men and women who work in San Mateo County and make it the great place that it is that we all work in. And enjoy your family time this holiday. I know it's very different than the previous holidays, but 2021 is going to be our year. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the holiday event.
Thank you so much, TRA, for sharing with us. Now, I'm pleased to introduce Peggy Jensen.
I thank you, Women in County Government, for inviting me to join the panel today. I really enjoyed the opportunity to reflect back on my career and think about how being a woman has affected my career over my time with the county, but also early on in my career. So starting with the first question, do you feel that your gender has had an impact on your career? And if so, what have been, has it either helped or hindered you? I think I really can say that it really hasn't much impact, and my gender really hasn't had much impact on my career. When I started working first for the state of Vermont when I was in graduate school, then from an environmental consulting firm, and then finally through the state of Massachusetts in the Budget Bureau before we moved back to California. In all of those positions, I had women who were mentors, women who were leaders in those organizations. They showed the way. They showed that women could be in positions of authority. And equally importantly, they had dealt with the issues of work-life balance. Almost all of them had children. And I think they're really part of the reason, or a very substantial component of the reason that I was able to work for them part-time in very responsible positions when my children were very young. So I was very fortunate at the very beginning of my career. When I joined the county manager's office, when we moved back to California, I'm actually from San Mateo, over 30 years ago, both Anna Eshu and Jackie Spear were on the board of supervisors. I started with the county as a budget analyst, so I worked closely with the county manager, but also had a lot of interaction with the board. And what I saw was that Jackie and Anna were very involved in women's issues. They were very strong and powerful leaders. They were responsible for establishing a commission on the status of women during their tenure construction, and I think it was actually completed possibly on our place, the Child Care Center on the county campus was initiated. And they also initiated many other programs and policies that were very supportive of women and also children in San Mateo County. And what I saw when I first started with the county was that women belonged in the highest positions. We also had women who were department heads. So I had role models and I had positions to aspire to them. Also, during my tenure in the county, I'd like to point out that most of my supervisors have been men. Paul Scannell, Jim Fox, John Maltby. And the important thing about working for those three men, those three very important men, was that they very much valued work-life balance. And the key point I'd like to make is from the very first week I started working for San Mateo County, I was taking VTO. And I was taking VTO because when we moved back to California, I was at home with our daughters for about 9 months. And during that time, I volunteered to be the Brownie leader for our older daughter's Brownie troop. That was every Tuesday afternoon. That's what I did on Tuesday afternoon. So that's when I started working for the county. I was on Tuesday afternoon to be with our daughter's Brownie troop. So in summary, I don't think that being a woman has helped or hindered my career. I felt very fortunate to work for organizations that valued the quality of the work you did over the gender of the person that was doing that work. So turning to question 2, what would I share with my younger self when I first started with the county, or even when I first started my career? And I think I would share 2 things. First of all, be patient. And secondly, be willing to take risks and take on challenging assignments. Regardless Regarding being patient, I would say be patient because you never know when that career opportunity, where that next opportunity for advancement is going to come from, where the next challenging assignment is going to come from. And there are times, and I had this feeling, that opportunity wasn't going to come, particularly in challenging times, times like we're having times like a recession, times when there weren't opportunities within the organization I was working for. But what I was fortunate to be able to do, and what I would tell my younger self to do, is take advantage of that time. If career opportunities aren't available where I'm working right now, look outside, go back to school, take a class, get involved in a statewide association, in a professional organization, or even volunteer or get involved in a nonprofit organization. All of those experiences build your skill set, help me build my skill set, and create good examples that you can share when you're interviewing with folks and explaining what you can offer and what you can bring to an organization. About risk, a former colleague of mine gave me a paper that said, what would you do if you knew you could never fail? I've been very fortunate to work for managers who did not use the word failure. When something went wrong with a project that I was involved with, or something that I was responsible for, they didn't tell me that I'd failed. Instead, they asked me, what did I learn? And how could I do better the next time? And that gave me the courage and the confidence to move forward and take on challenging assignments. And that gift of not thinking about failure is something that I try to share with all the people that I work with today. So question 3 has to do with challenges. What were the challenges then, back when I started with the county, back when I started my career? And what are the challenges now, and how have those challenges changed? Well, I say that in many respects, the challenges are more daunting today than when I started my career. Now I'll get into that in a minute. But I'd also add that I think many of the challenges just haven't changed. Some things have gotten better, but some things haven't. So one of, I think, the challenges for women in particular, but families as a whole, is childcare. When I started working for the county, I had to piece together childcare. It wasn't easy. I was very fortunate that my parents lived close by and they could help when I needed assistance. But childcare has always been a challenge, and I think it remains so today, both in terms of availability and also affordability. On the positive side, I think that the policies that the county has adopted since I began working here are really much more effective and much more consistent around work-life balance than we were when I started. I had women colleagues who left the county because they were for people who really didn't understand that you have to really balance work and life, particularly if you have children at home or if you have other responsibilities in your home. I was fortunate, as I mentioned before, to work with people who felt that was important, and that was really one of the reasons that I've stayed so many years with San Mateo County. I think a newer challenge for people, something that didn't exist when I started with the county, is 24/7 availability. When I started, we didn't have email, we didn't have cell phones. So when we went home in the evening, we really weren't available. There was a very distinct line between work and home life. That's changed, as I'm sure many of you know, quite dramatically. And I think that's made life a little more challenging, probably more challenging for many folks. And finally, the pandemic has created almost impossible challenges for just about everyone, but particularly parents, with distance learning and shelter in place. I don't think there's ever been a more challenging time, especially for parents, for anyone who has responsibility for taking care of multiple people. So take care of yourselves. And on especially difficult days, as I do, just remind yourself about the important work that we as San Mateo County employees are doing. We're making sure that people have food and shelter, that they can take care of themselves. We're taking care of their health. We're making sure that we're addressing the digital divide. We're taking care of the roads and the sewers and all the services that people rely on every day so that they could stay in their homes. It is an incredibly challenging time, but we're women, and with our colleagues here in the county, we'll rise to the occasion. We'll get through this challenging time, because we always do. So thank you to the leaders of Women in County Government for the opportunity to share some thoughts with you today. And I want to wish everyone a very safe and a very happy holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiara and Peggy, for taking the time to provide your thoughts and for sharing a bit of your journey. Your advice and knowledge is invaluable, and we're lucky to have you as strong leaders to look up to. So once again, thank you for taking the time and patience with us while we worked on your videos. So I really appreciate having both of you on. But before we close, I want to thank you all for taking the time to be here with us and just always supporting, you support women in county government year after year after year, and we really value the support that we get from supervisors, managers, directors, all our staff and colleagues and friends. So thank you so much for continuing to support us in that effort. Before we close, like I mentioned, I wanted to bring up Gina Louise and Christine Coe, who are going to lead us into special recognition and also lead us off in the raffle. So like I said before, the raffle, you have to be online to win, so don't log off yet, but thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Janice, and thank you everyone for tuning in today. I would like to take a moment to honor and thank Caroline McHenry for her generous support of women in county government for the last several years. Sadly, Caroline passed away earlier this year. She was a San Mateo County employee for 48 years and worked in the Human Resources Procurement Department. Caroline donated several amazing gift baskets to our Women in County Government holiday luncheon over the years. She always had creative gift basket ideas. We appreciate her generosity that helped raise funds for our winners selected charities in previous years. In addition, Caroline was very involved in the South Bay chapter of Canine Companions for Independence. She helped fundraise, mentor, and raise awareness about CCI. Caroline graduated with hearing Doug Yakura 8 years ago, and that is who she is pictured with. One day, as I was picking up gift baskets from Caroline before the Women in County Government luncheon, I thanked her for all the donations and told her how much they made a difference for our raffle. Caroline paused and told me that many years ago, she was honored by Women in County Government. She said she always appreciated the acknowledgement, and making gift baskets is her way of giving back. Caroline was a kind, giving, and thoughtful person, and she will always be remembered by women in county government and San Mateo County. Thank you, and I will now pass it to Christine, who will announce the raffle prizes and winners.
Thank you, everyone. I'm very excited today that we have 4 gifts, gift baskets here, and 2 of them actually were donated by Carolyn. As far as our #1 gift basket, would be the Giants raffle basket, and the raffle prize winner for today for the Giants basket is Myra Buccio from San Mateo County Medical Center. So congratulations, Myra. Our #2 basket's a Martha Stewart gift basket, and that person that has won that basket is Vanessa Alvarez from the Sheriff's Office. Congratulations. Our 3rd gift is William Sonoma raffle prize, and the winner is Jahan Clark from the Probation Department. And last but not least, we have the Tommy Bahama gift basket, and that goes to Jennifer Wang from HSA. I want to thank everybody for participating in today's presentation. And for as far as picking up the prize, or we can actually deliver those prizes for you, please go ahead, and our email address should be up on the screen shortly. But if you would email me at cco@smcgov.org, or you could also email Gina Louise at GLUIZ@smcgov.org. We would be more than happy to make sure these baskets get delivered to you. And for our closing, I'd like to bring up our president this year, Janet Lujan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. So like I said, this wraps up our presentation. I want to thank you all for joining us, and Hope that you enjoyed what you heard today. And again, thank you all for continuing to support the Women in County Government effort. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.